Good morning. I am Dr. Prem Kumar, tutor pharmacology. In my previous class, I talked about autocoids. Autocoids are local hormones and it is classified as amine autocoids, in which comes histamine and 5-hydroxytryptamine. Then comes lipid derived autocoids, in which comes prostaglandin, leukotrienes and platelet activating factor. Third is peptide autocoids. In this comes bradykinin and angiotensin. Today I am going to talk on prostaglandin. Prostaglandin and leukotrienes are the major eicosanoids derived in the body. They are formed from eicosa, which refers to 20 carbon atom. It may be tri, tetra, pentaenoic acid. Now, practically every cells and tissues of human body contain these prostaglandins. Previously, it was in the year 1930, few researchers found that human semen, when comes in contact with isolated uterine muscles and smooth muscles, causes contraction and blood pressure falls in animals. They thought it is an active principle coming out from prostate gland, so they named prostaglandin. But later on, they found that it is a secretion of almost every cell and tissues of human body. And those which have 20 carbon atoms, all are known as eicosanoids. Eicosanoids are synthesized in every cell and tissues. They don't have preformed stores in the body. Only and when it is needed by stimuli, it is formed locally. This stimuli activates phospholipase A, which converts membrane phospholipid to arachidonic acid. Now, arachidonic acid have two pathways. First pathway is known as cyclooxygenase pathway, and in short it is known as COX pathway. Second is lipogenase pathway or LOX pathway. This forms leukotrienes. Leukotrienes were first derived from leukocytes, so it is named leukotrienes. Today my talk will be limited to prostaglandin. So, cyclooxygenase pathway or COX pathway, by the help of isomerase and other enzymes, it forms prostaglandin, thromboxane and prostacyclin. Isomerase forms prostaglandin E2, prostaglandin D2 or PGG2 and PGF2 alpha. whereas thromboxane synthetase enzyme forms thromboxane, that is in short known as TXA2, whereas prostacyclin synthetase forms prostacyclin, in short it is known as PGI2. Now, inhibition of synthesis. Synthesis of COX can be inhibited by non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug or NSAID. Aspirin causes irreversible changes and it blocks COX, whereas other NSAID they are non-selective and they block irreversibly, and they are non-selective for COX-1 and COX-2. Now NSAID, there are newer NSAID which blocks only COX-2, that is celecoxib and rifacoxib. Now NSAID does not block LOX pathway, but this pathway, through this pathway leukotrienes are formed more, because all the arachidonic acid are diverted to this pathway, as the COX pathway is blocked by NSAID. Now, degradation of prostaglandin. Degradation of arachidonic acid occurs rapidly in most tissues, but fastest is in the lungs. Most prostaglandin have plasma half-life of few seconds to few minutes. In a stepwise manner, prostaglandins are reduced to inactive metabolites which are excreted in urine. Now, pathophysiological roles of prostaglandin. First, in cardiovascular system, PGE and PGF2 alpha causes vasodilatation in most but not all vascular beds, but not all vascular beds. Prostaglandin F2 alpha constricts many larger veins, including pulmonary vein and artery. Fall in blood pressure occurs when PGE2 is injected intravenously. Now, prostacyclin is uniformly vasodilator, whereas thromboxane is consistently produce vasoconstriction. Now, its action on platelets. Thromboxane, which is produced by platelets, is a potent inducer of aggregation and release reaction. On the other hand, prostacyclin, which is generated by vascular endothelium and prevents aggregation of platelets. Both constitute a mutually antagonist system and prevents aggregation of platelets while in circulation and inducing aggregation on injury when plugging and thrombosis are needed. Now its action on uterus. PGE2 and PGF2 alpha uniformly contract human uterus, pregnant as well as non-pregnant in vivo. Prostaglandin increases tone as well as amplitude of uterine contraction. When tested in vitro, PGF2 alpha consistently produces contraction while PGE2 relaxes non-pregnant but contract pregnant human uterine streaks. At term, prostaglandin at low doses soften the cervix and make it more compliant. Dysmenorrhea in many women is associated with increased prostaglandin synthesis by the endothelium. Now its action on bronchial muscles. PGF2 alpha and thromboxane are potent bronchoconstrictor, while PGE2 is a powerful bronchodilator, whereas PGI2, that is prostacyclin, produces mild dilatation. Now on gastrointestinal tract. PGE2 and PGF2 alpha contracts isolated longitudinal muscles of gastrointestinal tract while the circular muscles are constricted, usually by PGF2 alpha, or relaxed, usually by PGE2. Propulsion activity is enhanced in men, especially by prostaglandin E2. Colic and watery diarrhea are important side effects of prostacyclin. Prostaglandin appear to play a role in the growth of colonic polyp and cancer. Prostaglandin E2, it markedly decreases acid and pepsin secretion, whereas it increases mucus secretion. So its action is an anti-ulcerogenic. Now its action on kidney. PGE2 and PGI2, that is prostacyclin, increases water, sodium and potassium excretion and have diuretic effect. They cause renal vasodilatation and inhibit tubular reabsorption. In contrast, thromboxane causes renal vasoconstriction. Prostacyclin and PGE2 evoke release of renin. Now its action on CNS. Prostaglandin injected intravenously penetrate brain poorly and CNS are not prominent. And CNS effects are not prominent. However, when injected intracerebroventricularly, PGE2 produces sedation, rigidity, behavior changes, and marked rise in body temperature. Prostacyclin also induces fever. Thromboxane is not pyrogenic. Now on eyes, prostaglandin F2 alpha induces ocular inflammation and lowers intraocular tension by enhancing uveoscleral outflow. So it is used in eye as eye drop. Thank you.